signal a high value man and get him to slide into your DMs? Hi, and welcome to the Black Swan Relationship Academy. My name is Unique Sibanda, and I'm here to talk about all things styling and online dating with you. I am your style concierge and digital dating coach here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. And today's topic is rather juicy. I did promise you that there will be some juicy topics, and this is one of them. So how to get a high value man to get into your DMs and how to signal a high value man on Instagram. So it's just one of those things where our world is so digital and so social, and we find it easier to socialize with each other on Instagram, on Facebook. I am still very old school. I prefer a good old phone call, and obviously now there's video call, which is even, it's even better. But I also do just prefer to meet up in person. But as we are now playing on this digital space, you do need some additional tools that will help you signal that high value man. I mean, we're not throwing, like I said before, we're not throwing hankies in front of men. There's no way to lock eyes on a tube anymore. There's no okay, there is, but then we're wearing masks now, so we can't even smile at him. So your online space is a way of signaling. If you are looking for that high value man, you're hoping to be found by that high value masculine man, there is a way to signal on the digital spaces so that you grab his attention and he slides into your DMs. So before we even start with the whole getting him into your DMs or sliding into his DMs, let us curate our Instagram pages first. Make sure that your pictures are on point. Make sure that your pictures reflect who you are and they tell your story. Unlike dating apps, Instagram is one of those spaces where you can constantly update your pictures, literally on a daily. You can constantly update your stories and your highlights. There's so many avenues and so many different facets that you can show on social media. And first of all, if you are a single woman and hoping to be found by your high value man, I definitely would suggest that your Instagram page is open, not private, ladies. So we'll start off there. And normally in the Black Swan Relationship Academy, on the Swan Nation, on the Facebook group, we advise ladies on how to put together a photo shoot that talks about them, that tells their story, a really personal branded page and a personal branded photo shoot, which is something that we really do highly recommend. I highly recommend it. Having a background in personal branding, your brand comes before you speak, before you say anything, before you lock eyes with any man. They see you first. They see what you're wearing. They see how you're put together. They literally see you, and unfortunately we are judged on that. So if your Instagram is full of other people's flyers and is full of other people's stories, we won't be able to get a full story of you. Personal branding is really highly recommended when it comes to any digital space and how you appear on any digital space. It's not something that we can just throw our most random pictures on, because you are being judged. So before we get even into the DMs, make sure your posts are palatable to a masculine man. Make sure your posts show your softness, they show your kindness. Look into the camera, smile, because this is where your smile will be on show. Smile, flick a bit of hair every now and then, because again, we are showing our best foot forward. I always say Instagram is literally your best dating app at the moment. Facebook and Instagram are your best dating apps because it's in real time, in real life, and they can literally see you in action and get a full picture of who you are. And if you're not showing that, then you're definitely not leveraging one of the best platforms to be on if you're single. So let's talk about the signaling in the and getting him to talk in your DMs. So now you've curated your Instagram page. It's on point. It's looking banging. And before I forget again, what am I like? Could you like, share, comment on this video? Make sure that the algorithm knows that this is a YouTube worthy video within this relationship space and you are getting some juicy information just by pressing the like button. Also turn on the notifications as well so that you know when another video is popping up. My videos are always on Fridays, normally at 3 p.m. GMT. The past few ones we've had a few technical difficulties, but we are sorting that out. But honestly, just like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, because we are all in that space where we want to find love. We want to find something that's profound and is meant for us. We want to find our soulmates, and the world has opened up to us, and this is how we have to look at that digital space. The only reason we dread it is because of our mindset around online dating and the digital space. So back to Instagram dating. They might as well just call it a dating app, just saying. But anyway, you can use it for business as well. In this case, when we're using Instagram for our personal use, we are then able to signal to a high value masculine man with our photographs, with our stories, and with our content, basically. So the next thing I would like to talk about is actually, say you do see this amazing man on Instagram and you've watched a few videos and you think, oh my God, what a gorgeous man, and you want to signal he's kind of seen you on the socials. The way to signal is in the comments. Keep it public. I personally would not recommend going into the DMs because that's encroaching on someone's space. I personally, as a high value woman, would always advise you to keep it within the comments. And once you see the interaction within the comments, he is going to want to check out, who is this girl, who is this beautiful woman who is commenting, and go into your page. And this is when he now sees your pictures, he sees your personality, he watches a few things that you've been doing. He's like, okay, this is an interesting woman. And then it's the next step, because we now need to signal that we are interested and we want him to talk to us. And I would say most of the time, just go into, make sure your stories as well are watchable, because you want to give him that space where he can come in with a, hi, my name is, how are you doing? I would love to get the chance to know you. And then the conversation carries on from there. So I'd say make sure your stories are interesting, are something that can get your masculine man engaged and commenting on. Let's say you post a picture of a day out with your friends, a day laughing and having an amazing time. He can actually then comment on that picture in your DMs, or send a heart, or send a like, and this is your avenue to then say thank you, and the conversation can carry on from there. It's really like online dating, but a little bit more advanced. So the way to interact is, I would try not to be the one pursuing him. If he doesn't then reciprocate any interest, or doesn't then reciprocate the like, go about your way and go about your business and forget about it. There will be that high value masculine man who will see you and think, oh my God, I need to hear from this woman. He will look at your story and want to comment. Have engaging stories. Have stories that make people want to find out a little bit more. Ask questions on your stories. Ask, what do you think about this place? You know, take videos of the spaces that you go into and pose a question using the question box and say, what do you think of this space? Is this somewhere you would take someone on a date? Ask interesting questions, because then that way you're giving him and allowing him the space to then step forward as a high value masculine man. Because if he is interested in you, he's definitely looking for a way to talk to you. He's definitely looking for a way to approach you, which is inviting. So your stories need to be inviting. Your demeanor on Instagram needs to be inviting. Invite him to talk to you by the way you're smiling, by the way you're looking into the camera, like you're looking at him, right? Be inviting, really. And for you to be able to get to that place, you also need to be confident about yourself. Confidence is such an attractive thing, ladies. There is a way that confidence can be shown online without looking desperate, because desperation, like we've always said, it can be smelled from a mile away. You can smell the desperation energy on some of the Instagram profiles, and then that's when we start to call them thirsty. We start to call some of the profiles thirsty. So be very mindful that you're not coming across as thirsty, but inviting. That you are someone that looks approachable. It's all good and well to have these amazing poses where we have resting beach face and resting this face, and we're the diva and we're all that. But if you're a single woman and you have seen a high value man that you would love to interact with, you would need to be very mindful of the pictures that were showing up. It just reminds me of something that happened some time ago to me as well. I remember when I set up my personal profile, I literally just put on the first picture that was on my camera roll. It was not exactly the best picture, and it was reflected in the DMs that I was getting, because the camera, should I really put it up? Okay, it was this one for a very quick second. As you can tell, the picture just looks thirsty. And I remember Coach Chengi calling me up on it and saying, Unique, why is that picture there? And I was like, oh, I totally forgot to take it off, because it was only meant to be a space holder just for a few days while I found my appropriate personal profile picture, because most of my profile pictures were for business at the time when I set it up. So it was really funny that as she was mentioning it to me, it was reflective in the kind of DMs that I was getting. So ladies, your profile picture is everything, because that is the first thing that people see. Then they scroll down to your main page. So we have to be very, very mindful of the pictures that we're putting up. There is that German saying about how a picture paints 1,000 words. A picture paints 1,000 ways of how you are. A picture paints just what your character is like, just what you like, what you're about, how you're about, and how you get about. So the best way to show up is also make sure that your pictures are always curated. If you would like a review of your Instagram page, your online dating profiles, feel free to book a consultation with me, your style concierge and digital branding coach, Unique Swanda. All the links are in the comments below, so just make sure you book that with me. Should you also need just advice on how to write up a digital profile that will give you the best chances of attracting that high value masculine man, definitely get in touch. If you have liked what you have heard in this video, this is one of the first ones that I've done based on my new role as your dating coach. I will be doing an introduction video next week, just to give you a little bit more about myself and just tell you my personal story. So watch out for that video, the introduction to Unique Swanda, the style concierge and digital branding coach. But for now, don't forget to like, to subscribe, to share. Let the YouTube algorithm know that Black Swan Nation, Black Swan Relationship Academy is here to take over, and we're here to stay, honey. We're here to stay. Anyway, as I was saying, you have yourselves an amazing, amazing weekend, and I will catch you next Friday right here. And don't forget, you could always book in a consultation with any one of us coaches, and we're also having the Nice Girl Rehab coming up. I was one of them. I definitely needed coaching out of being the nice girl, and let us reframe our minds into how we can attract those high value masculine men that we so desire, that show up for us, that provide a safe and secure space where we can be our true feminine selves. In the meantime, you look after yourselves, and I will see you next week.